Hello everybody, welcome to another video of The Other Voice. Guys, we're here to check out this video from our brother Ace. If you're listening, thanks for bringing out this content, right? And I'm very happy to join you in the reaction. Alright guys, let's dive into it and see what the video is all about. Okay.
Guys, let's get our pass. Guys, let's get our pass. Good luck. Okay. The requirements for women is a lot higher nowadays, and that goes for all around the
A
country.
lot of the men leaving the U.S. to find their wife abroad, they're only doing so because they believe women in the U.S. have standards that are too high.
The fact that women are no longer lowering their standards.
Well, actually.
Who is she? Who is she?
So here's the thing. It's very simple why these guys are doing it, or why there's this movement. And it's just hoflation. It's that simple. Right? There's two sides to this hoflation. On one hand, you have women who are the least desirable women in a long time. I guess you could say that these women are less desirable than their grandmothers and their great-grandmothers. That's definitely true. They're less feminine and so less appealing in a man's eyes. And then, yeah, also they have delusional expectations. It's not even like standards for a lot of them. It's just delusion. Because on one hand, like, you know, we hear a lot about 6 figures, 6 foot, but they refuse to look at how many men out there actually fit this standard. And then they also refuse to think about whether or not they deserve this type of guy. Their sexual market value evaluation is completely off. It's not real. It's complete delusion. And so it's really that simple. But what these women only want to talk about is how their standards are so damn high and these men just can't live up to it. But they don't want to talk about the other side, which is they're not appealing. So they're delusional and they're undesirable. And so you combine the two and you get this movement.
And Ace, I really wish they could look at things on like just flip the coin and look on the other side. I know they often mention about having standards. You know, they have standard, but basically what most women are talking about is they are having standard for the man, right? They want the man to be in a certain level, having a certain amount of money, or maybe earning a certain amount of money, and the height, you know, and in fact everything that the man needs to do, right? That is what they are talking about. The standard of the man. Now, what about the standard of the woman? I wish they could just pause for a second and think about what's the standard for the woman and who sets the standard for the woman, right? I think if the ladies could take some time and think about what is the standard for themselves or what are the men expecting from them, then I think they wouldn't be having all these problems, you know. Trying to find a man, or even like thinking about the man's standards at all, because the men will put themselves in that position in order to get them, right? If they have those good standards. Okay, let's move on, guys.
Passport Bros thought exercise. A guy will go to a foreign country to find a life partner, and this is highly controversial lately. Because there's good women here in the United States who need partners too. And they don't want to go to a third world country to go find a partner because we know how bad those guys can be. The machismo is real. So it's not fair to women to have all the guys in a developed country that are willing to give them equal rights go to another country to find a girl that's going to be loyal to them and not give them a hard time. Because yeah, I don't know a country that a woman could go to and go find a male counterpart where that male is actually going to treat her right and allow her to have a job and all that stuff. This is starting to look really bad for women in that case, so of course they're going to be upset about the whole passport bros culture. Let's make it granular. Let's think about one guy, right? Let's say that there's a woman who wants one guy. She's like, oh, he's good. I'd like to date him. But he's going out of the country to go get a date instead of dating her here in the United States. There's a reason why he's doing that. And you might go, that's not fair. I should have a solid chance of dating this guy. Well, why don't you be more like the kind of girl that he wants to date? Then everybody goes up in arms and be like, Sean, how could you say that? No one should have to change to fit somebody else's heteronormative whatever, blah, 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 just so that way they can get a date with a guy. He should stay in the country and date here anyway, without girls having to change to be more submissive or whatever. But listen to the logic of that. You're trying to force a man to stay in a country and date people he's just not attracted to, so you can have a guy that won't love you because you're not willing to meet him in the middle. So you're going to shame a man for his preferences. You're going to attack him for his choices. His choices did not hurt you. They just didn't choose you. Now, I've raised myself to believe that everything that is unhappy about my world is my fault. If I don't like something, I'm going to change it. If I don't have something I want, I'm going to go find a way to get it. If I'm unhappy, I'm going to work on that. It all rests on me. Internal locus of control. So being mad at passport bros for leaving is actually really weak behavior. And you want to be respected for being a strong, independent woman, so buck the fuck up. Because frankly, you asked for it, didn't you? So is it misogyny to tell you to buck up because you want equality? Or is it misogyny to say, hey, you know what, you shouldn't have to participate in capitalism and work. You should be able to stay soft. Because that version would have probably got you the guy. And I can say that because we're seeing a pattern in these men's preferences. Their dating preferences aren't misogyny. It's just the kind of partner that they want. And we're seeing a pattern in these men by not letting them go find the love of their life in a union that best serves them. Because I tell you what, these guys are also going to be really good to these girls. And that might even make you even more salty that they're going to be good to these girls by the definition that these girls see good. That's another reason why these relationships won't work for you, because your definition of a man treating you right is going to be different than theirs. Life hack. Learn to be happy enough alone that you're not mad at passport bro culture, and then maybe you'll have an open enough heart to date again.
Well, I like what he brought up there, and he said these guys are actually going to treat these women very well. And that's one of the reasons so many Western women don't like the thought of this. And I don't actually think it's like a conscious thing to where a guy's like, no, I treat Eastern women better than I do treat Western women. I mean, maybe it is. And there's justification for that. But I think it's more of a, it's how this guy might feel about the woman simply because she's more of a woman. And so he loves her more. Because a lot of times we'll come across, I guess you could say, Western women complaining about not being able to get a commitment or get love from a man. They ask, where are all the good men? Where have they gone? And they're kind of revealing to you that they are incapable of getting a quality man to fall in love with them. And one of the reasons for that could be that all they really offer is the fact that they are female. And so you take a woman who's, I guess, from the eastern part of the world, whatever, and is more feminine, is more soft. Just when she speaks, you immediately know, like, oh, this is a woman. And you take her and you compare her to, like, a Western woman who kind of curses a lot, uses, like, male, the way men speak to each other, they kind of emulate that and take upon that vernacular and use it themselves. When I say that, they speak kind of harshly. They start using words like dude and bro. And that's just a fact. A lot of them do, and it's kind of unappealing, especially for me. I can only speak for myself here. But you compare these two women, it's much more likely that a guy is going to fall more in love with this woman who's more feminine and thus treat her better. And not to mention these women over here, again, for example, an Eastern woman doesn't just take. It's like provides a little bit of value, helps him out, isn't scared to do things for him. Because for whatever reason, a lot of these American women also think that men love bitches. Like, that's not an uncommon thought for them. I continue to hear it. They think that to treat a man good, you're going to lose him. Like, it's not a good thing to do. They get called a pick-me woman, a pick-me girl when they do stuff like this. So these Western women who have indulged in this ideology are more likely to treat a man poorly than this other woman over here who thinks it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing to say that men love bitches. You don't have books being published with that literal title being consumed by young women. Not just young women, but women of all ages. So it would make sense for so many reasons why, for example, a Western man would be more inclined to treat an Eastern woman better than he would a Western woman. For so many reasons.
My take on the passport boys, aka these men that are leaving the country to find their wives or to find women that they feel like are more traditional than American women. First comment, get a fucking grip. Like, are you guys really being fucking for real? The fact of the matter is the average woman does not even require that much. As a woman in America, why in 2022 would I settle for a man that expects me to basically be a slave and maid?
What? What? No. Come on, ladies. Come on. Now let me address the ladies. You see, videos like this, ladies, is not to talk down on women. You guys get it all wrong. When men speak out, it's not to talk down on women, or maybe to shame them, or maybe to make them feel bad or anyway. Why we make these videos is to tell you guys that there is something you guys are missing. There is something that you guys are missing. Just ask yourself the question, why are they going out in the first place? Why are the guys going out in the first place? Why? These videos is to educate those that are really wise. If you listen properly, you will definitely understand what the men really want. Just like what Ace was saying, they need women that are understanding, submissive, soft, right? Not women that argues all the time and make the home unbearable for them. Look at the tragic woman is saying right there. Do you think any man in his right senses will want to spend his entire life with a woman like this? I don't think so. Having rights doesn't mean you should give a blind eye to other people's wants, right? You can continue to live your life the way you want, but everybody, the men cannot, real men, I must say, will not comply to that, right? And it's all about making your choice. When you make your choice, okay, good and fine. Live with it, okay? You live with it. But I'm talking to the wise women, right? To the wise young women. Think again and make some changes, and everything will be just fine. All right, let's continue with the video.
There it is.
So I mean, I see why y'all gotta go overseas to sell the bullshit to other women.
Okay, that's interesting. So she says, I see why you guys gotta go overseas to sell the bullshit to other women. Her basically saying she's too damn intelligent. She sees right through these men's bullshit and immediately can pick up on the fact that they want a slave. So she says, it makes sense to me why you have to go overseas, because those women will buy into it, but we over here won't. basically painting this picture, this idea that she is more intelligent than these women. And that's what a lot of these Western chicks will do. And what's kind of ironic is, like, all of us basically here in America, for one, we speak one language. And you start going east, a lot of these people, they speak multiple languages. They're pretty educated in that way. And so it's kind of funny the audacity for a lot of these women have, who for one can literally only speak one language, to then start shaming and acting like these other women who are bilingual are somehow less intelligent. I just think I think it's rich.
But another thing you're missing is you need money. Like, it's going to take time, energy, and money that y'all can't even give to women that live here in your own culture. You guys are delusional. It's giving you need to be in a mental health facility.
And this isn't.
Yeah, that is.
You seem unstable, woman. And she's got it backwards. I believe the men who have money are more likely to indulge in this idea of leaving.
Yeah.
Because instead of being introspective and looking at your actions, what you're doing that's maybe not working out in your favor, y'all would rather, like, go to another country and just continue the toxicity on.
Ooh. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. This lady is out of her mind. He's talking about men going out to spread toxicity. It's crazy. No. Just like A said, the women out there are, I would say they are more intelligent. Yes, I think so. Because the end game here, the end game is not to have the man temporarily, right? Is to have him for the long term. That's what some of these women are missing, is to have him for the long term. And there are things that keeps a relationship to run for years. It's not all about the money. The money comes and goes. There are things that keeps a relationship running for years. If we ask our grandparents, or maybe the elderly ones, those that have been together in the union of marriage for quite a while, they will most likely tell you that it's not the money. There are things that keeps couple going for a very long time. It's not about the money. That is why we find most of these kind of women, divorcing their husbands at a twinkle of an eye. Right? At the least moment where they feel uncomfortable, they divorce. Just like that. But which is not everything what that marriage is all about. Because if you can't ride with him, then there is no need being looking for him in the first place. All right. Okay. In life, there will always be the ups and the down. She's talking about the money. Put yourself together. The man should get the money and everything. But having a long-term partner is not about the money. Yeah, the money is important. It's good to have the money. It's going to keep you guys, floating. You can do some certain things that you really like. But it's not really all about the money. And even if the money is not there, or maybe it's lacking at one point, those aspects that glue you guys together will help you guys to go through that. Yeah. I think the men are just realizing how superficial some of these women are. That's why they are going out to look for women who knows the real value of a relationship, right? I think so, to my honest opinion.
The airport in Atlanta, and I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. In addition to just feeling disrespected and unappreciated by men in my own life.
Oh.
It's another thing when you wake up to comments on the internet by other black men who just
Told you some truth, huh?
women. Like,
You weren't expecting that.
I don't know. I feel like everything black women do is a problem. I don't feel safe, protected, loved around my own men of my race, and it hurts. Because black women go so hard for y'all. We go so hard for black men. And they just never do the same for us.
You know the group of men that get passports and go to another country to find women? Because in America, women hate all men and men all cheat, blah, blah, this, that, and the third. And then the women are mad. The same women who hate men and are feminists are mad that the men went to where they're respected. Men go where they're respected. So if you don't respect a man, how can you expect that man to respect you?
Simple.
Good
I
for
mean,
her.
and my other question for feminists is, how are you going to beg for respect? Wouldn't you just give respect and then the respect is reciprocated as an individual?
I wish I could say that I'm certain that this woman's message is genuine and she isn't linking to an OnlyFans account, but I'm not so sure, because that's a common thing we see. It's like sometimes you see these women advocating for this, for men, or preaching this type of stuff. A lot of times they have OnlyFans. It's a
Really?
little scheme.
Oh, that's sad.
But I mean, what she's saying is correct. Obviously, men need respect. That's number one. Gotta give a man respect.
Yeah.
They're leaving here to go to Latin America to be with a Latin woman, and it's almost like implying to women here that you're not doing your job good enough, so I'm going to go to South America to find it there. And I think that's where it really starts pissing women off, because as a woman or anyone, like, you only know what you know and you only know what you're doing, you know? So like things like this raise controversy because you see a man, whatever, going to South America, and it's like, why is he doing that or whatever? People do things for a reason, and his reason is, I don't feel like I'm getting what I need here. Now, women will argue that it's because, no, you can't handle a woman here, or you can't handle being with, what is it, like a boss lady, or whatever people are calling themselves nowadays. You can't handle that. You should learn how to be more of a man, to be with a woman like myself, right? That's what women will say. But at the end of the day, men are leaving because they feel lack. They feel like they're not getting that. And I think that's where women, it's like, this is the controversy that's starting to piss them off, because they're just like, why are you doing that? You know, like what is even the purpose of that? And then it kind of starts bringing it to like, what do not Latin women have that American women don't have, but what are they doing that we're not doing? You know? And then that whole thing is like, well, Latin women have no problem catering to you, or, you know, being really sweet to you, or saying, mi amor, ¿qué necesitas? Like things like that, like being really sweet to you. Whereas here, that's kind of been dying out. It's been fizzling out.
You're called a pick-me if you do that. It's literally a negative thing, and other women deem it as such. It's cancerous.
Right? And then that also starts teaching women that it's not to say that you need to do more, but you need to be connected more to who you are, and stop trying to reach that bar that society is now telling you to reach. The think like a woman, like be more like a man, the podcasts that are out, like it's teaching you how to play this game. But if you're learning how to play this game, it's fine, but it's a game. Like, you're not gonna learn how to be in a real relationship with man and woman, because that's supposed to be a balance. You're gonna learn how to be equal to a man.
Problem with passport bros.
So I was thinking about this. Why do they care? Why do they care that men are going their own way and finding women in foreign countries? Why are they so upset? Why do they call them dusty and useless and then get mad that they're leaving? They don't want them, but they don't want them to leave. And why are they making these videos? To tell us how they don't care. And it finally struck me. The video is not for the passport boys. The videos are for their orbiters, the friend zone men. They want to make sure they don't get this idea in their head that they can go somewhere else, that there are other women available to them if they just leave the country. They need these men to stay in their orbit, to keep validating them. That is what they're terrified, is they will lose the influence they have amongst the few men who still put up with them.
Well, it's an interesting analysis, but I don't know if it's that deep. I think they just feel insulted a little bit. They hear men saying these things, and so they want to get it out.
Yeah.
And they want to put it out into the ether. They want to put it on the internet, kind of push back on it. I just think they feel insulted, and that's why they make content about it and then insult these guys. But you know, they can't be surprised. It's
to me, I say it's it's a normal female tactics, right? When a woman cannot get her way through you, there is nothing more she can do but to use some kind of, I would say, reverse psychology on the man, to tell you you can't do this because you are weak, right? You can't stay with women in the U.S. because you are afraid, or maybe you can't handle them. They are, it's like putting the man in a weak position, and all they're expecting is that the man is going to I can do it, or maybe I'm going to prove you wrong, right? I'm going to prove you wrong that I can do it. Then the man is going to come back to them to prove to them that they are not weak, or maybe they are capable of doing. But I think we are seeing through that tactics, and that's where everything that they are trying to do is kind of crumbling, because the men are seeing through that. Okay, no matter what they are saying, the men are seeing through that, and that, yeah, you said we don't have the money, we are not capable of loving you guys. You guys are a handful, no. And let us go to where we can find peace and where we can be respected. I think they need to upgrade. Yeah, they need to upgrade. Not adding more of the bullshit that they are having right now, but upgrade in the sense of becoming real women, trying to see what is good on the other side, right? Ladies, come on. Take a look at yourself, right? And try to see don't think about what your friends are saying. I know in your cloud, a lot of people might be saying something else, but take a look at yourself and try to see what can make you more feminine. I assure you, you are going to win, right? While your friends will be orbiting around, moving from one man to the next, and you are going to get the right guy. Okay, please, I'm talking to the wise ladies. Okay, to the wise ladies, please wise up. Okay, learn something nice from the other side, right? Learn something nice from the other side. Okay, and I think everything will be all right. Okay, guys, this is a beautiful video, nice one, well impactful from my brother Ace, right? And I think it's been nice having you guys here. Hope to see you in the next one. Please do subscribe to the channel and keep the comment going. Okay, see you guys in the next video. I'm out.